Hey there, folks. How we doing? If I was going to have a tombstone, which I'm not, the fact that I was here is only important because I had a job to do, and it's done now. But if I had something, if I was going to have a tombstone, I'd have to have the first word on it being when I first started doing this, I had some people that realized I had abilities. Folks, we all wake up. You're in a physical body. You know, you think it's your personal, you think it's you, that you're that person. No. It's your personal vehicle. And anyway, that's why you've had many lives. Of course, not that body. It's what you're inside. If you ever get curious about that, look at yourself in the mirror and realize, okay, that's me. Good morning. How am I doing? Then look into your eyes. That's you. Sometimes the first time you do that, it'll set you back a little bit. There's something in there that's very serious. Well, that's you when you're not in the body. When you're not in the body. I'm going off track already. Those of you that have been listening to me for the past how many years? 6 years, I don't know, whatever. You know how that happens. My mind is always everywhere. I can't help it, and I wouldn't if I could. I need to be everywhere. It's part of what I am. The worst thing you could ever deny is yourself. The worst thing you could ever deny yourself of is yourself, who you really are. Who you are is the way to put it. I say who you really are because so many people don't understand who they are yet. I had to come here to do this one last time. There's a lot of new people here at this I was going to say station, at this channel, YouTube channel, Essex, but there's a lot more that are going to hear this video on YouTube and other places. A lot of the stuff I've written about is right now there's a Saturn around near Saturn. There's a huge I don't know what you want to call it, spaceport. It's a living community. Space station. We just had anyway, up there they actually have all the information I put out. I've done crank ups before. Everything I do almost everything I've done has been through the internet, and I've had them actually come in the middle of a crank up with somebody. All of a sudden, here they are. They just come out of nowhere, and I'm like, man, and I can hear them talking, see them, and everything. So I had to put them in a bubble, throw them away, not throw them away, get them away from me, throw them away from me. Those of you that have known me for a while, I'm sick. I've been waiting to get out of this damn body since August 28th. I was supposed to go first time. Well, this first recent time I was supposed to go, and then I'm trying to say this properly. In the very beginning, when I woke up, I was supposed to leave September 17th and 18th, early in the morning, 1:37 or something p.m. a.m. On September 18th, actually. And that was supposed to be this year, 2018. That's when the original first being male and female were around. The original first being split itself into male and female just to have company. It was alone. And it had a high percentage of lower frequencies, so what we call negativity, 27.5. Most everyone running around is about 17. Anyway, I know I touch on a lot of things and don't follow through. That's what the books are for. But now, like I was saying, if you look at my videos from 2013, I don't look like this, okay? Again, those of you that are listening, you know, I'm not trying to bore you to death, but try to understand there's a lot of new people here. People want to become alive. They want to become who they really are. They want to understand what the hell's going on. How's there a perfect, all-loving, all-forgiving, all-knowing God that loves me so much and then yet created hell to abuse me forever? What? It's so awesome and loving and perfect, yet I have to get down and pray to it? What's that about? If anything was worth your praise, and not only wouldn't want it, it wouldn't allow it. Because it'd be allowing you to grow in a false concept. Nothing is any better than anything else, period. The fact that you exist gives you rights. You don't have to be on this piece of land, that planet, in this star system, that star system. Doesn't matter. You exist. You're in creation. You have rights. And there's something that's really powerful that's just taken over that controls that. That's what's inside of me. It's called Arae, the primary and initial focal point of creation's protector that was made before any of y'all who were separated to become yourselves, spirit beings, sentient energy. I'm very old. The other half of me, Lily, she's incredibly old. The primary focal point of Lily, that's outside of body, she's had a little over 8.9 trillion lives. I've had a little over 10.846 trillion lives. Because I was made to serve and protect the original first being. There's a first dimension with 3 new beings coming out of it, and a 4th one that's already become sentient, but it's in the early stages. They're already in there. They'll be coming out pretty soon, but we think of soon. When we're in a physical body, everything happens so quick and it has such a drastic effect on us. We think of it as immediate. That's how we need to go through our lives here. But when we're not in one of these bodies, trying to drive it and going through hell doing so, fighting all the situations we're put into, that were designed to not just frustrate, but to abuse us, to make us bigger for the original first being, male and female. That's in the books. I've said it too many times. The original first being is dead. It's gone, destroyed. The original first angels, those loving things. No, if you need to stay alive, and something was happening, they keep you alive. They bend dimensions, everything else. They bend your energy in and out of dimensions to keep car from hitting you. But if it's time for you to go, if it's time for you to break your leg, if it's time for your family to die in a fire, they made it happen. It was the will of Almighty God. There's no God, never has been. Just the original first being, male and female. No Satan. It's all sad. Anyway, all that information is in the books. Let me just show you something real quick in summary. I put together this information for you to use, to find yourself, to become yourself. And where'd you come from? Who the hell are you? What are you? What happens? How are you born? What happens when you die? Everything's in the books. Everything you could possibly want. You have a question? It's in these books. If it's real, I mean, what horse is going to win next Saturday? I don't know. What football team's going to win in 3 years? I don't know. I don't care. It's not important. Okay? What's important is everything. Not every little thing that happens, but everything that exists. That's my important, okay? The first book, Creation, is the beginning and your origin, who we are and where we came from. This book tells you how it all began. It tells you about the first dimension, everything else. I don't know how this thing is facing. Don't have my glasses on. This book is where it starts. The Fae, stars and planets, they all have spirit inside them. Where the first creation, where did this dimension, the third dimension, come from? What are the dimensions? There's so much garbage going on about dimensions, man. It makes me sick. We're elevating into the fifth dimension. The people that say that don't make me sick. The thought process does. How does anyone... What's the best that any of us can do? Is the best we can with what we have. Sometimes it seems like I'm mad at people scolding. No, I'm not. I'm so frustrated that this has happened. The very first life I ever had, it was Lily and I. The very first life. And we were destroyed in less than 10 hours, ripped apart by like velociraptors on steroids. I'm source, clean source. So is Lily. So anyway, so I got out of that body. Lily and I were shredded. Our eyes made contact, while pieces of us were flying around everywhere. We got a glimpse at each other. That was made to happen on purpose. So that and the original first being, male and female, wanted us, the original first being, which is separated into two different parts that were the same but yet a little bit different, so they'd have companionship because they were so lonely. They were the first. I understand that. That's where male and female comes from. These new first beings don't have that issue. They have company. What's going to happen? They're all going to be in separate areas, dimensions as they first start developing, and then we'll come together, but only after these physical bodies go, which is going to happen in about 2,000 years. What was in Nostradamus is the next focal point that's trying to come off of me to gain its own independence, and it will soon. There's one that's close to ready, and a second and another one after that that's getting ready to come off. I call it my number 2 and number 3 part of myself. How do you understand all this stuff? Well, you can't. You have to wake up. Someone said, Jay, someone that knew me, listened to me for a while and began to see things, understand things for yourself. He goes, Jay, what are you doing here now? I mean, people aren't ready. And I said, what better time to come? It never should have been like this. By the way, Lily and I, after what we went through, we got out of the body. I went up to the original first being, male and female, and this is as energy. But if this was physical bodies, it'd be like taking my backhand and smacking them both right in the face hard as I could. I shot them with some hard energy. When they made me, I was the strongest thing there was anywhere. They made me to protect them. They were going to put me through lives, and I would grow, get bigger and bigger. They just never knew how big I get, how strong I get, and how quick it happened. Lily was the same. She and I are made out of fortitude and love. You won't hardly ever hear me say the word hope. I don't have hope. I create. I'm a thing of action. Something needs to happen, I make it happen. I just can't do that much while I'm in a body, but I've done more this life than any of the rest of them. Although my last life, I'm the spirit that was inside Gandhi. This body, this is John David Essex. Okay, I've always called myself J. Essex. My father was John, I'm different, okay? That's nothing bad said about anybody. It's just he's him and I'm me. I'm not him, so that's why I wanted to have my own name. But they adopted me when I was 10. The military had me before that, or the government, I should say. When I was born, I was left at the hospital for good reason. Well, this was set up to be this way, and they had me for a while. They read my energy, so they said, "Holy shit. We're going to get this guy and experiment, make him ours and everything." And as a newborn, just about newborn infant, I started tearing shit up. Stuff flying off the walls. They let go of me. People have them going in other people's brains and bodies and doing all kinds of stuff. I can't do what I want when I want. I'm not here for that. I'm definitely not here to be telekinetic and throw stuff around. But these new kids that I've had, yeah, they're powerful as shit. You wait and see what they do. Dan and I have had 48 children together with the help of Sereni, a beautiful ET. She's Serpoian. Melee, she's awesome. She's her patient is the name they gave us. They have exact names, but it's like Melee. She's like she's a newer generation of N'Antid. Is what they call the ant people, in the Hopi thing. I remember that. I was Pahana. I've been a lot of people. I've always done what I could to pull people together. As Gandhi, look what I did. I didn't do it by myself, but I damn near did. Freed India. And then what happened at the end? The original first being male and female destroyed it. They had the Muslim come in and take over. It didn't matter who it was. I'm not picking on a religion. They all suck. They're all full of shit. Okay? Period. It's bullshit. Every one of them. You know it's not? You. Who you are, the frequencies inside you that make you, that's who you are. The love and compassion you have, power that'll blow your mind. I have a little buddy right now kind of staring at me. It's about this big as a little imp hiding inside it, in and out of a fan. It's not moving, it's just sitting there. He pops in and out every once in a while. There's people all around you. It's like my friend said one time, you know, like I already mentioned, that Jay, you know, you came here at the wrong time. And I said, man, what better time? Before you can travel, someone has to put down a highway, right? Someone's got to make the road. It's my job. Because of how I was made the strongest for size. I was the strongest thing there was, period. And then as time went on, I kept getting beat up, and I changed, and this last life, I took out the original first being male and female, almost everything else that was any kind of a problem. It's all in the books. I don't want to talk much about it, and people say, oh, Jay's arrogant, he's so full of it and everything, and people used to say, Jay can't crank anyone up, he can't change them and everything, and about a year later, the same people say, well, okay, so we can. I still don't like them. I'm not here for you to like. I'm here to do a job. All I wanted people to know about me is that I have good information for them to find themselves. And that I love you. And you're what matters, not me. Nothing can kick my ass. So I have a very comfortable place. So not afraid of anything. I'm trying to get the hell out of this body for a long time. And my cirrhosis is so bad now for liver disease. I have kidneys, everything's falling apart. I'm doing it to myself. Part of me that's inside is not through my conscious mind. It's so I can get out of here. And this is the last thing I had to do. So finish this third book, which we're going to go into in a minute. And for those of you, like I said, those of you that already know me, because almost everybody listening already does, I apologize for going through stuff, but understand, like I said, this is going to be around for a long time. Why? Because it's going to take a while for you all to wake up. I mean, not each individual listening to me. I'm talking about the mass populace of the planet. There's a lot of people here. I've been wrong before about things, and I've literally made a point of bringing it up and exposing it. Why? So you understand what happened and why. And number one. Number two, I am a thing of honor, period. Someone calls me a liar, they need to take a good look at themselves. But so many people are so busy fooling themselves and lying to themselves, they can't find anything other than a reason to attack other people because they are something that they feel they can't ever be. Don't ever be afraid to make a mistake, because if you are, what the hell are you doing in a body? Just leave. Life is life. It's experiences. People say, I don't want to be wrong. When you find a better way to do something, or you know more about something, that's a forward movement, progressive point in your life. This reptilian attitude about you make a mistake, you suck, you're wrong, everyone else follows and you have to stay right there, you suck because you made a mistake. What? Screw mistake. They're progress points. You do the same thing wrong 3 times, incorrect 3 times, well, then you know, look at yourself in the mirror and say, okay, what the hell's going on? People say I'm candid. Well, it's because I am. You know, if I got mud in my face, I'll wipe it off, laugh, and tell you about it, hopefully as quick as I can. I was made this life to talk to you. My last life was too. This body's tired, which makes me tired, but my energy keeps going. Also, when I first started doing this, somebody said there's a small group of people, and I just sitting down talking about all of them, their past lives, what they like now, what they're doing, what's going on with them in schools. I think they call them cold readings, and I did it for, I don't know, about 5 people. Just one time, boom, 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 boom. And they're like, I had one consult. Before the woman got 3 or 4 words out, I gave her the answer to a question. I did that for an hour. No, I'm not normal. I'm not normal. I can't be normal to do my job, which finally, after over 2 quadrillion, 857 trillion Earth years, I'm finally going to do this. I'm finally going to do what I was made to do. Serve and protect everything. Everything, everywhere. And that's the true creation. The field, that's everywhere. That's part of me. The source field. That's me now. It has been since 2013. And it keeps getting stronger. As soon as I'm free of this body, I'll pull the rest of me together, and then it's time to go to work. If someone can bake the biggest cake, and he can, he's just stating a fact. Maybe he needs to state that fact, because anybody that has a big party or something, maybe they need a big cake. Maybe it's just about functionality and not about someone to try to put themselves above others, when that's a totally false concept. You know, thanking someone is one thing, but giving someone praise, you know, how did that word come out, prayer? When you praise something for someone for something, you can say, wow, man, that is an awesome job you did, or that's incredible, good, you're doing something better or something. But prayer, that's disgusting. It's a false concept. I've also, because I see frequencies, I see things, I know things. It's natural for me because I'm made to protect. I was made to protect. That's how I was created. This energy, that energy, you put it together, modify it a little bit, now this is protection. And Lily is protection, and she's protective, but very powerful in the love department. So am I, but I mean her even more so. When we first met, we we came out of two huge clean source beings, the largest ones. There's two sets, Arae and Lilith, and then she came from Lilith, I came from Arae, and we were the focal points of these two huge pieces of source energy, source spirit. When we first met, the energy collided, actually created the energy of unicorn and dragon. The frequencies that they are. Every one of you is different, like snowflakes. There's so, I need to move forward. There's so much information. I'm telling you stuff now that you've heard before, for the most part, for people who are coming in. There's so much information in these books, especially this third book. It'll blow your mind. How does the body work? I mean, if you're interested in becoming yourself, if you want to know, how does the body see things? How does multidimensional vision, which comes through the pineal gland field, how does that happen? Whoa, 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 it's magic. No, man. Magic is a word given to something you don't understand yet. It's not a bad word. I kind of like it. It's kind of cool, but I understand what it really means. Understanding is power for yourself. It's relaxing. I've had people tell me 4 years ago, before I ever said it, that Jay, after reading your first book and talking with you, what you say, everything I've gone through in my life just all of a sudden makes sense. The crap I've gone through that I couldn't understand, it's like people running around, there's this all-powerful, loving, wonderful God. What's going on? How come my life sucks? And then what do ministers say? Or, whatever, all the different religions, their religious leaders, what do they say? Oh, well, God is so intelligent and we're so stupid, we just don't understand. I understand. Something kicks me, I understand. I'm going to knock that son of a bitch out. That's what I understand. Aggressive? Yeah, I've had to be. I was made to be this. I will give myself to protect. Period. That's what I am. That's what I do. I died as Gandhi. When I died in the body, coming out of the body of Gandhi, I was back in this body. I was into this body. I'm back. I went into this body about 8 years later. 7/27/1955, 4:37 p.m., Long Island, New York. Anyway, this first book, creation, how it all started, okay? All the beings how everything came to be. The first being, this God thing, calling himself God, it makes you call it God. Man wrote the Bibles and all the sacred texts. Yeah, they were just words put in their head. It's sacred. No, you're just being used like a pen. Spirit on the other side has been working on you all the time. Angels, they would put on you to control you, not to make your life wonderful. If they're there to make your life wonderful, how come there's so much in it that sucks? I don't mean you don't have a good life or you can't have what you feel is a good life. But if you knew what it's like to really have a good life, you'd be really pissed that what you think is a good life, that you had to go through what you did in it. That's what's coming. That's just a piece of what's coming. Anyway, so you have the first, here's the start, how everything began, creation. Creation is journey evolving in a paradise. There's no such thing as a pure, wonderful paradise. But what's coming, it's already starting. Is so much better than anything else you've ever had. It's like paradise. If you're, this is, by the way, that's M66, courtesy of NASA. This book is Creation, Its Journey Evolving in a Paradise, The Growth, Source, Spirit, War, and Reformatting of Creation. Okay, this is important stuff. This book, it was 138 pages. This one was 413. Both of them. This one is a little more now. When I give you the number of pages, it's what they, if you go to Amazon.com, that's the pages they tell you, but they include the Roman numeral pages. Okay, and then here's the third book. This is the brand new one. It's already been for sale for a few days on Amazon.com. Creation, its history, explosive evolution, and ET arrivals on Earth. I can remember things by using my abilities to see, but everything's fading away now. I'm done. It's time to go. I'm going to do what I can to help Deanna here, as I'm waiting for this body to drop. I've had 3 really good and a 4th really good heart attack since November last year, but I've had 7 of them. I can't hardly move. I have to fight to breathe. So, yeah, my body's screwed up. It's time to go. Good. You know, if you're in a body having a life, damn it, do it. And if you don't like what I say, good. Tell me to frack off. Turn the damn video off. But if you want to know who the hell you really are, if you want to understand the only real history there is about creation, Lemuria, okay? What about that? Atlantis, what about that? Atlantis is not underneath Antarctica. There's a huge, huge ancient starship underneath it. That's it. Everything relative to what's important and you wanting and understanding yourself that's on the internet, almost every single piece of that is bull. It's wrong. So when you start to read something and it makes sense, then you say, okay, I haven't heard this before. There's something different about this. I'm intrigued. I'm going to look into it. Then the more you do, the more you learn for yourself. Our ET friends, brothers, they're going to be here late this year, 2018. November, December, they're going to show up. I mean, they're here now, but I mean they're going to show up. Mainstream media. And eventually, I'm not important enough for it to happen right away, but eventually they'll tell you what the hell I am. They'll tell you about this thing called Arae. One thing I never finished, brought it up twice. When Lily and I got done with our first life, when we came back down to there was only one planet. Her name was Gaira. This star Essonite. That's some of the star Essonite crystal over there, but star Essonite comes in all different, here we go, flavors and stuff. This is the most powerful stone on the planet. This is some star Essonite. That's got star material and Gaira's planet in there. And the star material that's in there, his name is Roll. And he was literally the male part, the male half, or it's not exactly a half, whatever, the male spirit mate of Gaira. Gaira's planet was 270 times the mass of Jupiter, okay? Huge. So 10 hours on her, the way we see our days, hours in a day here, it's a lot more than 10 hours here, much more. But that's how long that first life was, 10 hours on Gaira. That's star Essonite. You can find it around here, around Georgia and stuff pretty easily. And then there's also dragon egg star Essonite, because the coating on it's like a dragon egg. First piece I found was almost like an egg. This is more star material. This stuff is, but it's star Essonite. Gaira's in there. This book, book 2 and 3, I teach you how to talk to stone. And then this right here, this is dragon egg star Essonite crystal. This piece came out of a 66-pound single crystal. We have another one downstairs that's, you can see on the scales it says 182, but you can also see how it's sitting on the edge of the scales. When you put it in the middle of the platform that weighs, it's 187 pounds. Now I'm going to show you something right now. I talk about it in book 3. Just relax. Take a couple, nice full breaths and forget everything. Just let it go. Now look at the stone. Relax. Look at it. Feel it. Just go to this stone right now. Look at it and feel it. Reach out up to it. Touch it. Go into it. Feel it. Go ahead and pause and do it until you feel it. Right now I'm going to take it down. If you can't feel stone yet, you will. That's extremely powerful high vibration crystal. Now, we're going to do the same with dragon egg star essonite. Okay? Feel that. Look at it, relax, and just be right there at it. Feel it. Okay? For those of you that are stronger with the star essonite, feel that. Okay, well, not everyone can feel stone right away. It takes time. People who are solar plexus oriented have a hard time doing it because their solar plexus is almost completely buried inside the spirit core, which is the main power that you have going through your body. So if you're look at it this way, if you're at Niagara Falls and you're being covered with all that water coming down the falls, if someone hits you with a squirt gun, you're not going to feel much. But people with solar plexus orientation, most of you all feel better, understand more through the scanner. Good luck finding out anything about the scanner unless you read my books and stuff by cranking people up, going into your brains, making you stronger, evolving your DNA. Scientists, they have everything they need to prove it. It'll come out after I'm gone, and then other people will be doing it. None of this crap's going to be about me. Who wrote these books is going to go away. It won't be important. The material in the books is going to stay. That's what matters. I am who I am. I have a job. That's all I care about. In my last life, I made my own clothes. This life, I wear overalls. I'm simple. Anyway, I'm an intelligent being, but I'm very simple. And as you get work done, your head, you start getting dizzy, and you'll be momentarily stupid, and even where you lose a little equilibrium when you're walking down the halls. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You're being worked on. Okay, that your brain's just getting hit. It happens through the fields me anyway. If you have to get in the car and go somewhere and you're feeling dizzy, if you're not told don't move, then just get in the car, because by the time you grab the door latch to open up the door, you'll be fine. So there'll be times you'll be told, do not drive. If something came up that was important, you had to go somewhere to take care of something very important, you'll be fine. While you're driving, you can get worked on a lot. You'll start, but you drive fine. And when that happens, as long as you don't intentionally aim for a tree or something to hurt yourself, nothing will be allowed to happen. I've been there, done that. I was astral projecting one time, going somewhere, looking at something a long time ago here, off of Hawaii in the past. A friend of mine was there, And she used to make surfboards. And she had this dolphin, a few of them, but this one dolphin, male dolphin in particular, that used to play with her. So, they were friends. She'd be on a wooden plank, and then a dolphin would be right there. So anyway, I was looking at her while I was at the situation while I'm driving. Not looking at her, actually. I was excited about the porpoise. I could see him. I could see the water just shining off of his head. I saw the sea with it moving the way it was. I could see him acting. I was right there. So the next thing you know, all of a sudden, this is while driving. Next thing you know, I had to slam on the brakes quick, keep from getting in an accident. But I was okay doing it. And then I learned how to astral project while I was driving without causing that incident. But I got kind of whatever, and don't try that stuff, please. I don't say please, but I just did. I don't want you to ever get hurt. Okay. I told you about book 2, the Source Wars and everything else in it, the creation of all the new beings. That was a big fight. But it's not just about that. So all kinds of stuff. The timeline of the ages here on Earth. We're in the 6th stage now. And so we get to the 3rd book here. This thing is awesome. Let me get the computer going again. Oh, see, whoa, I gotta take all this stuff off. Been using a keyboard to put stuff on. Okay. I've got the book there, table of contents, just what I want. Tell you what again, briefly. Excuse me. I was talking about stone earlier. This is a stone called ammonite. We have a pretty good bit of it. It's not that it's rare. Okay, how rare? Who knows? Who cares? It's just hard to find. It helps your spirit emanate out of the stone. It helps you loosen up and helps more of you come out of your body. You cannot ever leave your body. You're tethered to it. Part of you has to remain inside your body. If you come all the way out, the body's going to die. Okay? You can extend yourself out of the body and go all over the place. Okay? But the biggest part of you can extend easily way out of your body. Excuse me. And do stuff around here on the planet and have a good time. A lot of you don't understand that, you'll hear some gurus and stuff and saying, I can teach you to extend your energy 15 feet out of your body. I am 150. Pay here. No. It's not like that. None of you can even fit in the state. So that blows that theory. All of you are much more than you realize. People have said that when I used to do my consults, I was expensive. Well, it wasn't cheap for the DNA ICUC, actually evolving your DNA. And that, like I said, proof that's coming out by a group of scientists and very, very well-known geneticists here on this planet. Others, they already know. Deanna and I have visitation here all the time, sometimes closing the door, open it up, and they're behind it, and they're trying to hang around sneaky, and we accidentally hit them. It's like, damn, and there's nothing there. You know, you open the door, there's nothing there anymore, but you can see through your pineal gland, and you know through the scanner. Right here is where the pineal and the scanner mix, and then you can really get better vision there. When I did my crank ups, I worked in that area. And to find out more about crank ups, go to thespiritualfoundation.com. Okay, that's Deanna and I. Deanna owns that, and the Spiritual Foundation. You know, the company. She owns everything over here now. Anyway, she's the one that started the actual business. I just started the spiritualfoundation.com. I grabbed a hold of that website domain a long time ago, knowing I was going to use it, but and then finally, when the time came, I knew who had to, you know, where it was going to, and that was Deanna. Okay. The book's 500 pages. Okay. Oh crap! Before we get into that, another book that I made is kind of like a pamphlet. Deanna is an architect, an actual architect, but she does all the web design. She's an artist, an established artist. She's been doing that for a long time. She's really cool. As a matter of fact, here's a picture of Deanna. That's her with Lola. Lola was source animal. Almost nothing, out of all the spirit that exists, almost nothing is source. But there's a higher percentage of source here on the earth right now than there is anywhere else. Deanna's really cool. 40%, she's from Lily and I, her spirit. 40% of her energy, not spirit, but energy, came from me. She's got none of my spirit, but she's got 40% of her energies from me. It's crazy. Kind of funny getting in an argument with her. Anyway, this is I used to make runes. As a matter of fact, there you go. You know, let me zoom this in a little bit. There you go. That's me making runes a long time ago. That's Deanna and Lola. And these images, she took the picture of the runes, and then used the physical design to put them on to make this image, to make these cards. So we have rune cards. Okay, that this is the basic meaning for all of them. Okay, this book is sold separately from the cards. We do everything we can. There's two people that have been running a large business that, and we do everything ourselves. Right now, Deanna's doing everything. The business is shut down. Other than people buying spheres, and Deanna's going to do something so you can buy books through the website. So they used to go straight to the publisher. I don't know how it's doing it now. Well, the other books, looks like we haven't sold many books. Here we have. We've sold a lot. Anyway, sliding off again. Mentally. So the book, they have to be separate. We had to do it separately. There's a new book. The new book, if you buy it, it's got a different cover on it. The ones that we have bought a bunch of these still, the fixed edition, and they're signed. So you can get a brand new one that's not signed, no big deal, on Amazon.com, or you can buy one of those from us. I think we have about 100 of them or something. I don't know. Bada boom. It's no big thing to have a autograph. That's kind of silly to me for an autograph. But I did sign it just so you'd have something. Sorry about the extended close-up. It's enough to scare the kids. Ever since my liver finished taking a dive years ago, cirrhosis has turned me into a human water balloon. Take a look at my earlier pictures, you'll see. It looks like I'm about to explode my stomach with a alien, pop out. And my legs and feet, can't hardly tell they're legs and feet. No big deal. I'm not crying about it, I'm just saying it's just stupid for all this to happen. Only the original first being male and female had ever run a life until 2013, and they've been running many trillions of lives for quadrillions of years. They knew what they were doing. They never let anyone even run one life. So anyway, the cards themselves, here's an old box. This is the card deck right here. The cards of the Elder Futhark. These were hanging around for some reason. The cards of the Elder Futhark plus a whole lot more new symbols. That's funny. Here's one right here. These are symbols I've used that I've actually designed and brought to different planets as lives have gone by. When you have a basic symbol to communicate with, you have to reach out a little more to understand what is this. It makes you extend yourself out of your body to try to find out more. That makes you stronger. These cards are made for you to communicate with your spirit guides like most cards are, but these are different. There's even power cards in here that when it comes up, you're being told to use a certain energy. And when I pulled the deck out, there was a few cards that got stuck in there. Those are the ones in my hand. This one means power up your scanner. That's right here. Okay? That's remote viewing. That's where you remote view from. It's inside. Be there in just a second. Having heart issues. I need not to use my left arm. And anyway, it means to use your scanner. This is a scanner, this lump right where the forehead meets the roof. That lump in your head, that's the scanner. In Lemuria, these things were pronounced much more than they are now. That's because as Lemuria was founded, it was miners mostly that came in here from other planets. And they all spoke different languages. And there's always a need to communicate. So, and they were here for a long time. Anyway, all that information is in book 2. Lemuria, and Atlantis. Now, book 3 has a skim over summary of a lot of this stuff, but it's just little bits and pieces, very basic. If you want to really know what's been going on in creation, who you are, how everything started, and know who the players are, the actual beings, so that when you get to understand book 2 properly at all, you need to read book 1 first. And then to read, before you get into book number 3, if you fully want to understand what's going on, you need to have read book 1 and 2 first. Okay? Now, I know there's so many more people listening now that book 3 need to have a little bit of a summary. Well, there is. That way it'll help what I know is going to happen anyway. But the hope is that, I'm not big on hope, but it's up to you. Whatever you want to do is fine. I had to leave the information. The rest is whatever you want to do with it. But I want all of you to understand who you are, why you're the way you are, who is influencing all your lives, where you came from, and what's been going on. And it's opening up the door to data, knowledge that you've never had. Never, nothing, no being, ETs or anything else. That reminds me of something I've brought up 3 times, and now for the 4th time I'm probably going to finish it. This thing with when Lily and I went to Gera. I started talking about Gera, went away the 2nd time to have a life. But before going down there, I told Lily, I said, just follow, when we make our bodies, just follow my lead. And I created the Drachk race. I created the dragon. That's most of what my energy is anyway. So then Lily followed suit. And our bodies were so strong that when those hyped up, souped up velociraptors came at us, we grabbed a hold of them, ripped them apart, used them for toothpicks. Aggression? Yeah. No problem. That's my gig. What overrides that? Where does it come from? The need to protect. And that's it. That's the only time you're going to see aggression from me. It's when I have to protect. And when it comes out, you'll never see nothing like that again. Unless I do it again. I'm not a big, bad physical guy. I used to be really strong, but hell, this body's just about dead, and I'm just about free. Long wait on that. And that's how I was made. I was made to serve everything, especially the original first, being male and female. I didn't like what they did, because I was also made to serve creation. I didn't like what they've been doing. So they wanted me to say, tell everyone, praise Mother, Father, God. And a lot of folks knew this was going to come now, this life. They didn't, so I destroyed them. Totally destroyed the hell out of them, deleted them. The other big things, the original first angels, almost every single one of them gone. So, anyway, this is my last life, and I'm going to do my job. That's why I call myself the janitor. All I want to do is clean everything up and keep it going good for you so you can have good lives, and do it while you're sleeping, relaxing. I don't do any of this stuff for me. I don't matter. It's my job. I am what I am, and nothing can stop me. I mean it when I say that. What do you think? And that's why the Drachk and I are so close. They call me Father. You'll hear that later in the future, or your children will. All I've ever wanted was to get to the point where I could do my job. On the other side, they call me the Destroyer. Well, some of the people do. Never like that. It's like that's my primary function. People say, you know, there'll be people that hear this at first. Some of them just hear it and leave, and that's good. They're not ready for the rest of the information, but at the same time, other people hear it and they think, this is weird. This guy's saying some crazy stuff. Look at a quantitative electroencephalogram. In book 3, it's listed in there. It's so, the print is so small, and the copy that I was sent over the internet, it's not, there's no clarity to see it. If you go to thespiritualfoundation.com and you look at the front page, you'll see it. There was a video, it's almost exactly 2 hours long. We had to do it through laptops, and, you know, it's very real, but it's very unprofessional. But you can see the graphs off the internet because of the size, and see all the information. So the books that we have here, these, when we sign it and put it out, I wanted to make some copies of at least one of the pages, put it in there. But there's too many, and it takes too long, and I don't have it in me anymore. My energy has never been this strong, but this body's done. It's falling apart everywhere. Anyway, all this, everything, is about you becoming yourself, finding out who you are. In order for you to understand what's happened, I had to explain a little bit about it. Those of you that know me, I've had people call me up, stuff attacking them, I kill them. It's spirit, it's out of body, it's mine. I own it. Through this body, I kill it. Delete it. I can reshape it, form it, do all kinds of stuff. People look at me, they say, this beat up body called J. Essex. It's not, that's not who I am. That's the car I'm driving. I'm Arae. It was very late doing this job, but with all these new first beings that we have in the first dimensions have already been on lockdown for a while. There was the next being that was supposed to come out was really nasty. Where does negativity come from? Solid matter. The original first being, God. Where did it come from? First dimension. 5 different energies coming together. Kind of like they were molding together. I don't want to say coagulation, but they're coming together on their own to form unique energy, and that created these 5 energy fields, create sentient energy. Sentient energy is spirit. The more heavy particulate matter that gets pulled into that reaction, into that process, the more negative, lower frequencies that being's going to have. So more than half of the stuff that's in the first dimension has been taken out and set aside. That's what the universe is made out of. What universe is, there's now 1,672 universes here in the third dimension. Anyway, I gotta hurry up and get through this. So maybe the best thing here is to go onto Amazon.com, and if you go to books or just go search J. Essex, J-A-Y, and Essex like England, creation, and it's got all the books up there. I talk about all the different races, the ETs being here, the future, what's going to happen. I'm looking at this. I'm just going through it. The table of contents is over 6 pages. And if I describe the different information that was in each chapter, just the basic information, all the subtopics that are in there, it'd be 9 pages. The Universal Alliance for this planet would just happen a while ago. I put a video out about it. I was there. Not this body, me. Wait till you find out how cool you are. I've been saying this stuff for years. I'm going to just go through this. Here's a big one. I stopped here on purpose. I did it for myself. It's section 1, metaphysical developments. The book is in 2 basic areas. One's physical, one's metaphysical. Section 1, the age of Earth and metaphysical development. Number 1, self-awareness increases everywhere. That's going to happen. It happens through the field. It'll be me. Making it easier for every one of you to start become awake and aware. I'll be doing that, then the lilies are going to be taken over. Okay? They work through the field. You want to access incredible information, almost anything you want. You relax, calm down, like I've said in my videos, and then just flow. As you relax and open up, you're already there. There's no door to knock on, you're right there. And then you think about the information you want, and you're going to get it, or you'll be denied. And there's very, very, very little you'll ever be denied. It's time for you to know. The original first being, male and female, were beating the hell out of you in bodies. They didn't want you to know what's going on. They were growing you, using you, unfortunately, as people use cattle, and animals are leaving. I'm taking them. They've been leaving for a while. I'm not just this thing in the body, folks. Okay? What I really am, the size, forget it. Okay? It's not important. Let's just say it's huge. That comes from having had 10.846 plus trillion lives, being the strongest thing made, and then being abused to hell every damn life. And that stuff's over for everyone. I just got to get home. I'm almost there. Anyway, this is what I want to talk about. Chapter 2, section 1, chapter 2, the second part, the metaphysical developments. How the human brain and body function metaphysically. Your pineal gland. Where does multidimensional vision come from? Here again, the magic concept. No. Your spirit runs the brain. Different signals are sent from different parts of the brain, and they activate different energy fields. But the energy from the core flows through these energy fields and through different glands. The pineal gland is made different for a reason. Your energy goes in there and then opens up an energy field of its own. And then from that, part of it extends outward to see. I have explained all your different energy fields. Okay? How they work. How metaphysical abilities flow through your body. How the body conducts your metabilities. Your metability flow chart. What goes on where? The auric creation origin chart. It seems like a crazy title, but that's what it's about. An aura is an expression, a byproduct of every frequency. Every frequency has its own aura. I give you the basics of what they are and where they come from. If you see an aura and you have this information, you look at it and you're going to know something about that person. What are they showing you? You're going to look it up. You're going to feel it in your heart. Then you look it up in the book, and you know what you're going to have? Confirmation or further understanding that you're right. How do I know? I was made to serve and protect. I have to immediately know what something is. Is it a threat? Is it, I have to know immediately. Nothing is that fast. The original first being, male and female, were not as fast as me. They made me like this on purpose. They knew there's going to be stuff coming out of the first dimension, and it might be bigger than them. And they were going to make themselves smaller so that they can take some of their energy, clean it, and make other little beings, so that later on these beings will grow, and then spirit mates, soul mates, will be put into another universe, and then literally all of a sudden they open up and release a third of their energy. That's the most anybody can release of themselves before they literally start losing their consistency, continuity, whatever the word is. So, and they didn't want you to know about that either, so they made sure you couldn't see. Anyway, it's three plus pages of auras or something like that. Let me get out of this one. Where is... Here it is. That's what I want. Folks, I'm going as fast as I can, but this is important for you, for your children. You need to have this to find yourself or understand yourself as best as you can. Many of you are alive and awake. Many of you watching this, barely over 4% of the population of this planet is now awake or becoming awake. Excuse me, there's a lot more becoming awake. Okay. These portals, what's going on with the portals? There's going to be portals for you to transport, move around. Everyone's going to have their own lodging. Yes, you're going to have a climate-controlled housing to be in. It won't be big, won't be huge, but you're going to be taking care of everybody. You're going to have access to food, period. You're going to be given free food to eat. You're going to have your basic necessities given to you. And then what you do, if you want to work, good. But the more work you do, the more credits you have. The more people you help, the more credits you get to... it's like money, but there's not money. The money's going away. The nicer you can give, the nicer physical acquirements, whatever, you'll have. Having a hard time here. This brain's being taken out too, so makes it harder for me. Anyway, there's so much stuff that's coming. A lot of you will have jobs going on starships that literally are like for taking voyages around the world. And if you're a millionaire right now, and you think that qualifies you to get on one of these ships, better think twice, because it doesn't. Or a billionaire. How about that? Gates, you want to travel through space? Best talk to Obama. Whoever's here at the time. Because you ain't getting on a regular ship. At the very end of the book, there's additional, I call it additional information on angels, spirit core, numerology, the Earth and Ages timeline, moving through time and space. When I held the stones up a little while ago, you reached out to grab the energy to feel it. You're not here with me. So you went through space, you went through distance. But you're also not here with me, so you had to go through time. Time travel? Yeah, it's real, but it's spirit, not in your body. And you can do it through your body if you're with a certain group, if you have the right equipment, okay, on ships, and you can't hardly go anywhere. It's not something you want to mess with. Why? Source has always been running lives, and they don't want to reset things. So that's why it's controlled, and people, there's nothing smart enough to really, the people the closest to this are the Drachk, okay, and they understand it. These people are strong. They have the strongest physical bodies ever made. Why? Because that's what was needed, that second life that Lily and I had. And they are dragon. They're not reptilian, they're dragon. Okay, the DNA, ICUC, and quantitative electroencephalogram information for you to understand what's going on. People are going to be getting these to physically, to really push physical evolvement. When the reports come out from these scientists, and they're actually in journals, about how certain source people can actually modify your DNA to the point where you evolve into something totally different. You still look like you, but you're more chiseled, stronger, and your abilities are much incredibly pronounced. A regular ICUC, that changes your DNA, period. Makes it much stronger, much bigger. But the DNA ICUC is something that's literal physical evolvement of your body that's aggressive as hell. So it can actually take you 1 trillion years into the future as far as how long it would take to for your DNA to change to that mode and into that format. Then there's tools for increasing your metability power levels. Do you want to get stronger? Good. Here's how. All that's at spiritualfoundation.com. Everything you need to wake up and get strong as hell. Understanding and feeling stone energy. That's important. Informative tidbits. Okay? Dreams, visions, deja vu, spirit guides, ear ringing. What's going on with that? Ghost, demons, yeah, no such thing. And exorcisms. What's going on with that? What's happening? Energetic imprint recordings. When you go somewhere and then you hear something, something happens. A long time ago, I had lived in a house on a street called Lanier Boulevard, and my girlfriend and I were downstairs. There was a shop. You could drive around the side of the house and go into a place that made a shops, just 1-car driveway. And I was rebuilding a motor in her Nova, and then all of a sudden, we were standing next to each other just talking. I think I was grabbing a sandwich to eat or something. And I had the house locked up. Nobody could get in and out. Security, yeah. Hello, protection's my issue. So, again, that sounds demeaning towards anyone listening. It's not. It's just my frustration coming out. Anyway, all of a sudden, the ceiling was low, about, I don't know, 8 foot at the most. All of a sudden, it's an old house. All of a sudden, it's wood boards up there. All of a sudden, we heard hard footsteps run from where the kitchen was right above us all the way to the end of the house. Well, you know what I did? Grabbed a big wrench right there and took off, ran upstairs. The door was locked. Every window was closed and shut. I was like, what the hell? This is before I really started waking up. I've always had abilities, but this is before I started getting strong. And then I said, that's weird. And Debbie was all freaked out too. It was funny. This is a long, long time ago. Ages. Well, what I found out later had happened, there was a guy that came home from the military. He was SF, 300 Foxtrot, Special Forces, Army. He came home and his girlfriend or wife, whatever, I'm looking now, it's his girlfriend, was in that back bedroom with some other guy, and he broke the guy's neck, killed him. So it was such an immense, so much powerful energy behind it. That's what happened. Ear ringing. Everyone that's waking up. What's going on with those ears ringing? I'll say this real quick. The ears, our ears, then the tympanic membrane, the eardrums, and then a small inner ear, bone type bones. They go in, and then what do they produce? Sound. They produce the ability for us to hear sound. Okay, what is sound? Sound is frequencies. Okay? When you go inside, when you hear something inside your head, there's like an echo chamber in there because the sound is reverberating off your skull and everything else, especially sounds that are happening inside those bones in your that make up your ears, from the tympanic membrane in towards your brain itself. All those, that series of bones in there, is happening inside. So it's a very soft, high pitch. My ears are ringing like all hell right now. They call it tinnitus. So anyway, your spirit guides, as your brain changes and evolves and gets stronger, your spirit guides go in there and modify the structure. They make it more sensitive to hear one thing or another. Why? They want you to hear them. Sometimes your spirit guides will talk to you, and you actually hear a voice. What's that? 3, 4, maybe even 5 times out of 1,000? Excuse me. I was wondering when that would happen. The blessings of lung diseases. I got a couple of those. COPD and lower lung infections. Anyway, your spirit guide says your brain changes and grows, especially after being cranked up or when you're waking up. They're trying to fine-tune your eardrums so that you can hear them. When they talk to you as themselves, as spirit, sentient energy, almost always, very seldom will you ever hear an actual voice, like someone next to you talking, but you get the information that they talk to you, but it comes through like a type of knowing. Images and stuff coming through here, but the voice part of them talking, that comes in through the ears. A dog whistle, your ears can pick it up, but you don't really hear it. But there's something in there. It's not the same thing, but I'm trying to make a point. There could be more going on that you're aware of or not. Well, that's what the ringing in the ears is about. It's them working on your ear structures so that you can hear them better when they talk to you as spirit, not a person talking right next to you, although it helps that too. Anyway, dowsing rods, pendulums, kinesiology, pictures, working with pictures. What that's about is when your head's getting worked on, or you're being, attacked, and you're trying to figure out what's going on, but your head, especially when your head's getting worked on, you're so dizzy, you can't focus. Sometimes if you have a picture of one of your spirit animals and you look at it, then you can talk to it just to see what the hell's going on. And it's just another way to get quick focus access to them. I talk to all of them all the time, but it's rough with this body dying, the brain being shut down, and trying to talk to them. Sometimes I do that. Doesn't mean you're weak. Somebody call me weak. Go ahead. I don't care. Don't give a damn. You can't do what I do. You can't do what I've done. You never have, never will. A lot of the stuff I've done, yes. But everything I've done, no. Sometimes people get so upset. There's all kinds of things I can't do that other people do. Cool, I'm glad they can do it. If you have to feel like you can do everything better than anyone else, that's sad. That's really sad. Anyway, dimensions and barriers. I can tell you more about that than anyone else because I built them. The first dimension built itself. Second and third dimension were built by the original first being male, and the rest of them you find that's me, Arae, not this J body I'm in. Built all of them. Mirrors, what's going on with them, Ouija boards and books. They used to be dangerous, they're not now. Don't worry about it. The darting black spots in the corners of your eyes. Also, spheres. There's different spheres made for you at through the spiritualfoundation.com. These are stones that I've cranked up. Deanna cranks them up too. Damn, excuse me. All frequencies that exist everywhere are part of what I am, with the exception of some of the more feminine type frequencies. My energy is a little under 98% male. When there's an orb of spirit, however it breaks into male and female, because they all do automatically except for angels, they break when they break apart. It might be 55-45, it might be 98-2. I mean, if somebody could be 98%, whatever, but it might be whatever. I mean, you know, it can be any kind of number is what I'm trying to say. So one could be 97% male and the other one, you know, whatever percent female, same, I guess. I'm having a hard time. What I'm trying to say is that they never break 50-50. I've seen close to that, but I've never seen exactly 50-50. That's why I don't do good female bodies. I've had 3 female lives on this planet. The last time Lemuria, not Lemuria, excuse me. The last time the Library of Alexandria, the final time it existed and was destroyed, I was the librarian. They said I was a very hot woman, but I couldn't stand for a man to get near me or anything. Well, that makes sense. I remember it being cut to pieces by the Christians with the abalone shells, albacore shells. I was butchered with them, like 8 guys there, 7 of them cut me up, and the 8th guy stuck in there and got a couple of slices in once I was pretty well dead. 2 other lives, I was Joan of Arc. Very aggressive. I was definitely what they call saint. What's a saint? It was a person that the Catholic Church offers you their sainthood because you were so cool, but not as cool as them. They're the ones that gave it to you. It's all full of shit. Anyway, I was very aggressive. And my other life was Tomoe Gozen. Tomoe Gozen, I think. Sometimes it's pronounced Gozen or Gosen. Look her up. The female samurai that never lost. Anyway, I have issues in a female body. Those spheres, some of those spheres are so strong. Here's one of them right here, right next to this orca. They're so strong, the stones in there, they're cranked up real hard. You set them 8 foot away from you, and you're going to feel them go in your head. You can feel your head get thick while you're sleeping, while you're at work. And as long as that intensity in your head doesn't bother you, use them. If you're sleeping and it's a little too much, keeps you from going to sleep, try moving it 2-3 foot away at a time. So binaural beats and stuff like that, they're singular minimal function things. This goes in your body and cranks it up. I explain about Star Essenite, what it is and how come it increases while it's near you. It increases the energy in your core way over 1,000%, which makes everything supercharged. No batteries, no electricity, just a stone. It's plastic, sphere casings. It's pretty good acrylic plastic for the top. And then it's pure copper, and then that's a few layers of it, 2 or 3 usually. Depending, copper moves energy really well. Depends on what stones are in there, the sphere. But it's a stone in the sphere. We've had people break them and open them up, see what they are, and then, you know, then just get another casing for it. When you start feeling it, you say it's impossible. No, it's impossible if you believe what you've been told so far. Nothing's like it seems. Almost nothing's like it seems. I'm trying to finish this thing. The stone. There's information here about the different energy focal points that are in your body, and the stones that work with it. Now, stone energy is, when you take vitamins, it helps you, especially over time, and not a long time, but it can help you. Some people can feel the good beneficial effects of a vitamin right away. Well, if you take them over time, they help you. As long as you're taking good vitamins, they help you. You get stronger, healthier. Okay. Where is this thing? Here we go. Damn. I can't remember how many pages there is. Excuse me. But talking about the stones and how they affect each energy focal point, it's like 40-something pages. Excuse me. And that's a lot, but don't forget, it's a 500-page book. This is like a volume of encyclopedias for anything and everything metaphysical. You won't find it anywhere else. How do I do my research? Just by knowing, seeing. I don't look somewhere else for information. Why? I'm the one that's been standing at that intersection watching everything happen since before. I know every one of you, because I was there when you came out. There's no whoopie-doo, Jay. It's just what is. Truck's a truck, plane's a plane, building is a building. They all have separate functions. Also, what the thing with the stones and the excuse me. Let me shut this thing down. And the different energy fields that are in the body. This is a dragon card. Look familiar. Oh wow, my head. That's seeing. That's Kana or Kana. Wow. And I'm dizzy as I'll get up. Anyway, this is the last thing I had to do, and it's almost done. This DVD, in this DVD, like I might have mentioned, I don't know, I go through every one of the cards and I explain how it is. Then you also take these cards, okay. Oh great, what cards came from what deck? I gotta go through these two decks now. Do that after the video. Okay, maybe I don't have to put it in the right deck. Anyway, when you take runes, when I was a little kid, I was like 10 years old, one of my Viking lives, and I used to have the men come by to check with me, pull the runes for them before they take off to go somewhere. This is Algiers, okay? The rune of success, victory. You've arrived at where you wanted to be. Your goal has been achieved, success. What does this mean? That's LG is inverted or upside down. It's a peace sign. It means relax, be peaceful. If you have it like this, LG is, and it's to the side this way, if when you pull the card, just relax. You pull the card out, and if you're told to twist it, maybe this way, or that way, or even flat, that's your spirit guide. That's you talking with your spirit guide. Huh. And then your spirit guide will say, okay, it's victory, but it's about to come. Or a certain victory is over, it's time to go do something else. Isa, relax. You might be told to turn this completely sideways. That means like stop what you're doing and just be totally not moving whatsoever. Or it's about to come or happen, whatever. I mean, it's not just pulling a card. It's not just reversals. When I use tarot cards and stuff, playing with them when I used to have, I don't know how many packs of cards. I loved it. Fun to play with. It's talking with your spirit guides. Sometimes people come up to me and they say, wow, you have to use cards. I don't have to use cards. And I'm like, I don't got to do shit. Okay. Then I go into the head, pop the pineal gland and go like this. I said, see you later. I can't stand arrogance. I understand people calling me arrogant and why. I'm not mad at them. Until people know stuff for themselves, it's just being ignorant. And ignorant has been used as such a vicious word. It's not. I'm ignorant of a lot of stuff. That doesn't mean I'm stupid. That means I'm unaware of something. So what? If you learn, you have to be ignorant of something before you learn it. So what? So much of society is made to put you down. You have to release that to become yourself. Things will change later. It'd be like other planets to where on other planets, on most other planets, if they had the same lifespan that we have, and very few of them do, at their age 6 or 8, they're taught about the spirit and the reality behind it. In the section about book number 3, this puppy, there's the section about the energy focal points in your body and the stones that relate to them. There's a lot of repeat from one energy focal point to another. Why? I did that on purpose, and I wasn't trying to make the book any bigger. I wanted it smaller. But when you go to a stone store and you want to work on heart, everything you need for the basics is there. We're all different. If you're attracted to a stone, there's a reason for it. If you can, please, again, please. I don't like saying the word please. You should get it for yourself. I say please right now. I've almost never said it before. I want you to take what I've given you and use it for yourself. Something I said that never finished again. This group of people asked me what how do I do what I do? And I, what church do you go to? What religion do you belong to? And I looked at him like, what? And I said, I don't believe in religions and stuff like that. They're all false. I said, I help people become stronger. I help them realize how to use their abilities, and then they see things for themselves, and then they make up their own mind about things. And especially this one guy and girl, they said, that's just ridiculous, that's incredible. No one's doing that right now. I'm like, I don't know what's safe. I knew it was about time. Anyway, there's other DVDs and stuff over there at thespiritualfoundation.com. Damn. At thespiritualfoundation.com. Deanna knows how to do everything. spheres and everything else. There's other source people here. And right now it's insane. There's stuff on the other side that's been trying to stop this forever. That's why I'm still here. Deanna and I spent thousands on the editing of this third book and wound up having to go in there and do it ourselves. Actually, she helped with a couple of things, just basic spelling errors, but I had to re-edit the book myself. Deanna's it'll be a while from now, a good while. I wouldn't be surprised if it's 2.5 years. Deanna's going to put out a new copy of this third book, and she's going to edit it herself. Deanna's very smart. She's from Spain, but very smart. That sounds like I'm cutting down people from Spain. I'm not. What I was trying to say is that her grasp of the English language is better than mine, even though she's from Spain. So I did really good in school, but the only thing I had issues with was English. Anyway, it did make sense to me. On most old planets, we go from right to left, up, right to left, up, right to left. How do we read over here in the U.S.? Left to right, down, left, exactly the opposite. Where does dyslexia come from? Exactly that. The older you are as spirit, the more the chance of dyslexia. You start absorbing the information I'm leaving you, you're going to understand more about yourself, what's really going on, who you are, why you're the way you are, why your life is the way it is. The more you understand, the more power you have. By the way, the hypothalamus gland is a nexus of all your metaphysical abilities, where the one place they all move through, like Grand Central Station for trains coming in and out. I want to say this before getting off. ETs, they're just other people from other planets. They look different because these bodies were made from the planets that had the planetary essence in it, which is female universal essence. And there's different materials, and those bodies had to be made to live on that planet. Different planets were made from have different compositions, physical materials, so we look different. So what? So, dragon, reptilian, ant, mantis, amphibious of different varieties. As far as the age of our civilization, we're the children. So, and if those of you have an attitude towards me, fine, man, no big deal. Love you anyway. But it'd be a sad thing if that kept you from learning more about yourself. The more of my information you absorb, the more you realize I don't give a damn about myself. The money that I've produced for others to take care of stuff, it wasn't until I got with Deanna that the money went anywhere properly. The first thing I did with spiritual symposiums was involving that girl, Michelle, out in South Carolina. She just sucked it up, almost all of it for herself. And did a whole lot worse than that, but it doesn't matter. So, all of us have been made to do things that aren't right with us. It was the orders of the original first being, male and female, and done by those original angels. They're all gone now. Now you have the freedom to be yourself. This is the big change. And like I said, later this year, ET's coming in. Dan and I talk to them all the time. I'm always talking with them. Ta'ir, the one that Corey Goode talks to, Ra, whatever, it's Ta'ir. He's a family member. His spirit came from Lily and I. He's really cool, and he's got sons, a lot of family members, 2 sons in particular, that I know rather well. We're all family. We don't have to sit together at the table and enjoy a meal. You don't have to hold hands and sing Kumbaya. Not that it's a bad thing, it's not. But shouldn't you be aware of not only who you are, but everyone else around you? How do you get upset about or find fault with absorbing more information? Even if something doesn't make you happy, isn't it not better to understand more? Can you not make better decisions that way? Can you not fulfill your life to a greater extent? Will you not enhance who you are and those that you love? Yeah, you will. My last life, I used to say, be the change you want to be. Be the change you want to see. There we go. Well, now you're free to do that. There's never been a better time to find yourself. Anyway, I've done what I can. I am what I am, just like you are what you are. Things are changing. 25 years from now, there will be beings from other planets walking around. 2080, 2084, the Fae are going to start making bodies. Shake your hand and then go back into energy, and you'll be like, what? Magic, ghost. Hell, the ghost is only you when you're not in the body. This is dragon egg. This little egg-shaped stone is dragonstone jasper. Some people call it dragon blood jasper. I can't stand that. It's the thought of something hurting. This stone helps you take your energies and pull it together. Black onyx strengthens your personal power. Garnet makes your core solidify, get stronger. Fuchsite. When you hold fuchsite, use the fingertips of both hands to hold a stone. Relax and then feel the stone. As you make the intention to feel it, that says, yes, come into me, and the stone goes into your body. It goes in here, and then right centrally down. That's the fastest, quickest way and to get the most of a stone's energy into your body. Some people might want to super glue stones to their head and stuff. Hey, whatever they want to do, cool. Hope they don't hurt themselves. But fuchsite, it goes in the heart. Okay, it starts going down a little bit, it goes up, and then while going up, it stays up, and then boom, goes down and makes like a rod inside you. If you want to get strong, try those. And selenite's very high vibration. So that goes through the bone structure, really good to help out with arthritis. You want to really crank up, get some starsenite. When you hold starsenite, it's got Arae in it, plus her source mate, which makes it even that much stronger. Roll, who is the largest star ever. You have the two of them inside you, and then of course there's some Gaia, which is just kind of relaxing, feeding you like a nutrient vitamin. Gaia goes inside you. She's so strong because she's planetary and these bodies come from planet. She literally has to pull more of your spirit down inside you to balance your core off because her energy is so strong. That increases the energy inside you over 900 or more percent. It's usually over 1,000. And then the star material will add at least a solid 300% to you. Now, when you add all the percentages up, it's always a little bit less than the addition of all the percentages. But if you're strong like Source, you're going to get 1,600+% increase in your core. Want to talk about blockages? Yeah, forget it. unless you got, spinal damage. And then you can go around it. I've built splints and energy splints into people to help them with that, but still not as good as when the back is straight. That's one way people have been messed with. So they couldn't access all their abilities. They were considered a threat. People with heart energy have had, a lot of them have had lives really hurt in their heart. Because if you have a lot of heart energy and you want to help stuff, take care of people, spread some love. Original first being male and female, they wanted nothing but abuse over here to make you bigger and stronger. So that when it was time, they put you together with your spirit mate, put you in the universe, and when you release a third of your ability, when you release a third of your energy, spirit and energy, there'd be more small beings. So anyway, one last thing. When I was talking about vitamins, you take vitamins after a while, that makes you stronger. Stone energy is vitamins for your spirit. They're spirit vitamins, energy vitamins. So you keep them on you, especially star essonite. It makes you stronger. It helps you develop what you have. Your metaphysical muscle gets stronger. I call metaphysical abilities metabilities. I shorten everything I can to make it just simple. Doesn't mean I'm a simpleton, but it does mean I want things as easy as possible. And if there's something wrong with that, then maybe you overcomplicate it. If someone thinks there's something wrong with that, then maybe they overcomplicate things and they're not learning as much as they could if they didn't. People, there's no such thing as perfection. So why frustrate yourself with it? That's why it was created. Perfection, the thought process behind perfection, was created to make sure you were never happy. And if you're afraid of making a mistake and you're in a body, why are you in a body? You'll never have a life. You'll be alive, but you'll never have a life. So Deanna has tons of almost any kind of stone you could imagine. It's all cranked up. My energy is embedded in this property. It's not going anywhere. Any stone she brings and puts down here at the house is cranked up in my energy. So anyway, I'll get out of here. I'm done. I've done all I could do. Now the rest is up to you. That old saying, you can show a horse the water, but you can't make him drink it. Even though you might want to drown him in it, because you know he needs the water, but it doesn't matter. You do the best you can do. You be yourself. Find yourself. Be who you really are. Be all you can be. Don't have to join the Marines for that. Just be you. That's the best way you can be when you get out of your body, to say it was as much of a success as possible. But for me, more importantly, it's more important for those that I love. That's what matters. Not this old beat up, decrepit body, man. That doesn't mean nothing. It was a car and it got beat up. Anyway, look, folks, I love you. There's never been a better time to become your real self. You have no idea the power that you have. And it's going to be nothing but better. The more you search for yourself, the more you're going to find. Our friends from other planets are here. They're helping us. It's already started, but it's about ready to kick in hard. There's never been a better time to be in a body and engage yourself in life. Love y'all, man. Take care. It seems I never can finish a video properly. I did want to tell you that maybe 20% of the regular product we sell, if that, is listed right now at thespiritualfoundation.com. All the different stones we have available, I've never counted them. Got to have 150 different types of stone that we use in these spheres. Being source makes you strong, and it helps you see frequencies better, especially when there's a lot of me inside you already. One thing, and it helps us to see the frequencies in the stone, see your frequencies, and then match them together. I want to take the time to show you something. I was talking to, there's so many of you, so awesome, so incredible. Oh, and being source, there's headaches with it. I mean, if anyone thinks that source is any better than anyone else, man, you are just, I love you, but you're wrong. So wrong. Souls are smaller pieces of different energy. You might want to call it a fragment. I don't, it doesn't fit the term, it doesn't fit the description. I know so many of you that are heart, so beautiful, so clean. It's incredible. There goes one of them. There's a stone called fuchsite I mentioned earlier. Sometimes you can find fuchsite with ruby in it. Here's some little pieces. I don't know how it's best to hold that. Excuse the close-up on my face, but I want you to see the stone. Okay, I don't know where it's best against the pink of my face, skin, whatever. That's a piece. Here's another piece. It has more red in it. Then some of it a little darker green. It's got more fuchsite in it. This stone, fuchsite, like I explained, goes inside your core, makes it strong. And ruby's heart. Ruby is heart energy. Let's get out of this. Here we go. Ruby's heart energy. Those of you that have got a ton of love in you, a lot of, love frequencies. The heart, all the different energy fields that are in you. The auric expressions, frequencies, colors involved. Every one of them is in this book. This one, this last book. When you go to Stone Store, this is what you need. This is what you need. For all kinds of stuff, it is. All these other stone books, the whatever Bible, the stone Bible, and number 1 and 2, and all this other stuff. This other guy, whatever his name is, Book of Stones, Robert Simmons, Judy Hall, a bunch of them. It's garbage. They all talk about this brings you closer to the celestial. It's all nuts. Melody, her books, Love's in the Earth, cool. Okay, awesome. The rest of them, no. I never wrote a book on that, but like I said, there's like 40-something pages in this third book about stone energy. But anyway, those of you that have heart energy and you feel a little weak and nervous, especially being around a lot of people, because the hearts, I explain all this stuff in the book. There's so much stuff I can't, it's 500 pages. Like I said, the contents is over 6 pages, and that's cutting it down. I had to cut it down. Heart's getting pissed. Anyway, damn it. Anyway, the heart, how it works, functions, operates, is in a book. When your heart energy, and you're sensitive, everyone's heart is talking all the time to each other. You get overloaded when you get around a lot of people. That's why, because you're not aware of it, but you're having conversations with people everywhere, and you really don't want that. My videos, I've left you over 1,100 videos I've made and put on YouTube. However, excuse me, correcting what I said, leaving you with the first channel I eventually took down, fighting with Google. And anyway, still in this channel there's over 550 videos where I talk about heart energy and everything else to help you understand how the heart energy works and how to make it stronger. But that stone, Fuchsite with ruby, you have a couple nice pieces. Sometimes I call them worry stones. You put them in your pocket. Put one on each side is the strongest. It'll help you. If you start feeling like you're having issues, put them in your hands. Just hold them. I'm going like this. You can feel them, but just hold them in your hand. That's how you get the fastest impact. There's another stone, shungite, that's very relaxing. It helps spread energy out throughout the body. And if you want to get stronger, those spheres, it's got all my energy in it, plus Deanna. She's a really powerful source, but she's female. She has some of the frequencies that I don't. They're very similar, but I'm not a feminine guy. So I don't tell people how to live. I offer stuff for you, and I'm very protective. I'm not here to control everyone's life, but to keep everyone, to build a road for you and keep in a certain area where you don't go to the wrong place. That's all. You're all being controlled constantly by angels. They're almost all the original angels. Some of you that were strong, you'd have 5 of them put on you. One huge archangel, at least 2 or 3 smaller ones, and then the small angels under that. No more. Anyway, I was packing stuff up and I was thinking about the people with heart energy, and I realized I need to put that out. And it's not the cheapest thing in the world because it's so rare. But this dragon egg starseanite crystal, it's pretty much pure star. Oh, wait a minute, this is danbarite. Danbarite's cool as hell. This is the dragon egg starseanite crystal, and this is strong. And we have a ton of danbarite. Here, let me hold that up for a minute. Y'all just relax and go to it. You go there and feel energy. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn the video off for a minute. Get out of the way, and then I'm going to turn it on. So you can see the shelf. And I'm only going to leave it on for a few seconds. So if you want, just, freeze it. Take the time to go look at any different stone on the shelf and feel it. It's good practice for you. So don't go looking for some magical vortex where you walk through and you're there. Your true self, who you are, spirit, not the body you're in, but who you are, you can go all kinds of places. I've left you everything you need. YouTube channels, spiritualfoundation.com, and these books especially. So, good, that's it. Folks, I love you, man. Take care.